Yeah, I want to put this out about the Soviet Union, current Soviet Union, actually. Let's call it that, because I don't think things have really changed much over there. They got a new strong man called Vladimir Putin, but, you know, it's the same deal. What the hell's the difference, right? This is actually coming from the Advocate. Now, be patient with this story I'm going to put out here, because it's going to take an interesting twist, and you're going to see something that's a little bit beyond what even the Advocate is saying, and the hypocrisy of the leadership in Russia, Soviet Union, whatever the hell you want to call them. I don't think things have changed at all. But this Russian actor begs Vladimir Putin to fully criminalize the LGBT, that's the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender people, and it says that they're a threat to children. This was an actor on a Russian sitcom, right? He says he's also recently advocated incinerating gay people in ovens. So, you know, of course, Vladimir Putin doesn't say nothing about this. Now, I'm not saying, you know, to be pro-gay or pro-this or pro-anything. You know, actually, the United States, what the deal is, there's no interference in government in anything. It shouldn't be, anyway. There shouldn't be any group rights of anybody. It's individual rights. Well, this actor is actually calling for the incineration of gay people in ovens, right? Now, this was actually, I don't know, I can't even say his damn name, but he made headlines last year when he told, and I'm getting into more than this, believe me, so you're gonna see something else about the absolute hypocrisy in Russia when he got this, where Putin can actually do something about things he doesn't. But anyway, this actor who made these headlines last year when he told the studio audience that he wanted to burn gay people alive in ovens because they were a danger to his children, his argument that gay Russians should be stripped of their rights to vote received overwhelming applause from this audience, according to multiple reports, right? Now, you can tell me, oh, that's Western propaganda. Yeah, get the hell out of here, man. I'm getting sick of these yo-yos saying everything they don't like to hear is Western propaganda. Now, I'm going to get into something here. This is actually from Russia Pravda. And basically, this is the Russian army is totally plagued with sex slavery and male prostitution. Now, you're thinking sex slavery like female? No, they're talking homosexual sex slavery, where Russian soldiers are actually being forced into prostitution by their superiors for money. This is actually coming from not the West, not a Western story. I know it was picked up by the Western papers, but this is actually coming from, you know, the Russian sources, okay? And it goes on to say that servicemen have, and you see, Vladimir Putin has direct control over this stuff. If he wanted to go on a witch hunt amongst his officers that are doing this type of stuff, he could. And, you know, this kind of stuff, actually, you think about, you know, with this guy, this other guy over here called for the incineration of gays. Well, the people that are forcing soldiers to be male prostitutes, they ought to be incinerated and freaking executed. I mean, really, come on. I mean, it's like violation of, you know, you got somebody going in the military in Russia to protect their country and their honor, and give their life possibly for the Russian people defending their country, and they get forced into being a prostitute by the freaking apparatus that's actually in the Russian military. And Vladimir Putin goes to church on the weekends, and, you know, all this is like not said about, nothing said. And, you know, when this actor makes this freaking statement about incinerating gays, does Vladimir Putin condemn them? No. See, they don't give a shit on the top, okay? None of them do, all right? I criticized Obama, and, you know, people, you know, the Vladimir Putin fans, they go, oh, you're Obama. He is not my Obama, okay? You know, I don't go walking around worshiping the President of the United States. He's in there to do the job. That's all he's supposed to do. He's supposed to do his function in a limited form of government. He's not my freaking God, you know? Like you guys over there playing, you know, and there's loads of them in the West. They just fall over worshiping on the ground, kissing Vladimir Putin's feet. But anyway, this was right from the story from the Russian sources in Pravda. Actually, he goes, when this the Russian says, when I was standing on duty, two bullies came up to me and shoved me into the stockroom. One soldier serving at one of the military unit recollects. They raped me, took and turned there. It's very painful and revolting. It didn't take him long to finish, but the next day I noticed other soldiers giving me strange looks. Then he realized that the bastards let everybody know what they had done to me. Then an officer in the Russian army came up to me one day and said point blank, tomorrow you will serve 2 clients. I knew that if I said no, then I would spend my last days spitting blood, but still I told him no. When the officer heard that, he pulled out pictures of me being raped in the stockroom. If you don't serve, your mother will see these pictures. And then he was forced into prostitution. Then another serviceman named Ilya. Now, that's a freaking common name over there. I mean, some people in the West wonder if that's a girl's name or not. It's a common name. It's not a girl's name. It's a male's name, okay? It's just different name than it has nothing to do with, I don't even want to get into that. But anyway, this guy, Ilya, became a male prostitute during his 2nd month in the Army. The young man received a letter from his girlfriend. The sergeant told him that day he would no longer need girls. And he and 3 other men forced him to go behind the barracks to the abandoned construction site. They made me kneel there, tied me up to a lamppost, hit him several times in the groin. The pain was so strong that he lost the will to fight back then, and he made him open his mouth, and he raped him in the mouth, and then he didn't remember how long it continued. When he came to his senses, he didn't want to live. He was seriously thinking about committing suicide. Then he was shocked that the rapists were visiting me regularly afterwards, bringing fruit and vodka for me. And when it ended, they made me a prostitute. So this is going on in the Russian military left and right. They just do this because the higher-ups in the Russian military, the officers, they get money for this crap from people that are in business that are connected to the government usually, because the whole freaking thing over there is nothing but connected. And it doesn't come out in the press that much because if you criticize Putin, Putin is the law. That's what it is. And everybody in the West is falling head over heels worshiping this guy like he's a Christian, he goes to church. You're freaking idiots, okay? You're freaking morons. You're stupid, you're dumber than dirt. I don't know what the hell to say to you people. You're freaking morons. And, don't go telling me that I go worship Obama. I don't worship Obama. Got it? You got it? But anyway, here's a Russian actor begs Putin to fully criminalize lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender people and advocates the incineration of them in ovens. And, in a cheering crowd of people in Russia clapping. In the meantime, in the military, where Vladimir Putin has complete control, all kinds of stuff has been going on for many years by his officers freaking selling recruits that go into the Russian army, patriotic, trying to do their duty for their country, for their people. They're being sold, humiliated, freaking raped, homosexually, turned into prostitutes, so some bastard in the officer on the Russian military can make a lot of money on the side. And Vladimir Putin damn well knows this shit, because I'm going to tell you what, he's a piece of scum. Got it? You got it? He's a piece of freaking scum. And all you people that worship this guy like he's just, he's this, and he cries at Vladimir Putin cries when he hears the freaking national anthem of freaking Russia. Bullshit. He heard that anthem for like decades, every freaking day, probably more than once a day. He's got all the cameras on him all of a sudden in a public someplace, and it's a big ceremony. And then he puts on the ooh. He's full of it. He's an actor. He's a politician actor. What the hell else is new? Isn't that not the freaking case? Now, don't go telling me that because I'm criticizing Obama, that means criticizing Putin, I agree with Obama. I can't stand both of these freaking yo-yos. All right? Over and out, and get it through your freaking head. This guy's a pile of bullshit. All right? If he wants to, if you think it's okay to go incinerate, and I'm going to tell you this too. I have never seen a bunch of people more racist against people of color than I have seen from Russia. Okay? That's another thing I've noticed too. Because it's not like it's all over the place, but it's just like this thing here with the gay stuff that, the whole crowd was just jumping up and down, got overwhelming applause. Yeah, let's burn them in the ovens and stuff, right? What the hell's next? Anybody that doesn't have blue eyes? Anyway, better get it through your freaking head. Putin is a freaking piece of shit. Yeah, okay, we got shit over here in the United States and over in the West and over in Europe. No kidding. It's across the board. It's not like I don't want to trade one for the other. And Putin's got stuff going on. They always say, oh, Putin's got something going on in his own backyard. It's NATO and Yeah, well, he's got other things going on in his own freaking backyard. His Russian army is plagued with sex slavery and male prostitution. And you know what he does about it? Nothing. What do he do? Tell his troops when he goes over to Ukraine, hey, you can go rape some young boys here. Gives them incentive, right? Maybe that's what he's telling them. I don't know what the hell he's telling them. The guy is a freaking pile of bullshit, and he freaking goes to church to satisfy you naive, stupid Christians that believe his fake tears and his fake pious act. The guy is bullshit. That's all I got to tell you. Just like the whole rest of every stupid-ass politician. But he's not just a politician. Putin's a damn dictator. And he's been running Russia since 2000. And that's what it is. And I can't believe Americans worship a freaking dictator. You stupid idiots.